Coco's crafting table, or welcome back to Coco's crafting table. My name is Rachel, my cat's name is Coco, and I'm speaking to you today from my home in the Midlands in the UK, and I'm sitting at my crafting table, and my cat likes to come and dance along on the table sometimes when she's not sleeping. I think she's sleeping at the moment, but she may well come down shortly. I've been so excited this week. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Last week was the first YouTube video that I'd ever made, and I posted it, and it with great trepidation, thinking that no one at all would watch, and somebody has. So if you are one of the few people who subscribe to my channel, thank you so much. If you watched it or if you left me a comment, I am so grateful. Thank you very much indeed. So yes, I've been so excited all week. So let's start with what I'm wearing. That's going to be a one-off because I'm never going to lift my foot up and show you my socks that I'm wearing. So this is my little scarfy thingy. It hasn't got a name because really it's the corner of something, but I'll take it off if I can, and I'll show you quite exactly what it is. So it's the corner of a shawl, really. Well, it's the start and the end of a shawl pattern, and the shawl pattern was by KF Jones from the Bakery Bears, and it was part of the Advent. It was a mystery knit along with the Advent 2025. So I bought the wool, the right wool for the shawl, which wasn't this, and I started to knit. It was a mystery one, so we didn't see the actual pattern, and I was very busy over Christmas, so I wasn't managing to keep up anyway, even with watching the videos. It was stripe after stripe after stripe, and I just thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I mean, I love the border now, I've seen it, but obviously we hadn't seen the border at that point. Anyway, I decided I would undo what I'd done, so I unravelled that, and I found some more yarn in my stash, and this is just called Elements. It's not the West Yorkshire Spinners Elements. It was from I think it was from the Knitting Network, and it's just called Elements, and so this is what it is. I think it's 100% acrylic, but I wanted something to wear in my coat, so I made this little corner. I watched all the bits for the border so I can wear it around like this, and I thought to myself, oh, it's going to slip off when I put it on. So I decided I would just sew a little button on each side, and because the pattern is pretty and full of holes, I can just find somehow a little hole, usually. Okay, I'm fiddling with that, I can't do it. But to push it through, and hopefully, and it does keep it on. So I have worn it a couple of times. And I've also discovered that if I've got a jumper on without a high neck and I'm cold at the back of my neck, I can twizzle it round and wear it the other way around as well if I want to. It doesn't look too bad, and then it covers my neck at the back, and that bit all gets tucked in at the front, and it kind of sits like that. So I'll just leave it like that for now. But that is my, oh, I'm going to put it like that. That is my wildwood scarf, I suppose, and it was based on the theme of the Wind in the Willows. And Kay was reading snippets from the Wind in the Willows throughout the Advent videos, and I ended up getting the Wind in the Willows book and listening to it on an Audible book, because I don't think I've ever really listened to the whole story. I knew the characters, but I'd never listened to it. I knew about Mr. Toad and all the rest of it. But anyway, that's what this is. So I think we'll continue along with the knitting theme, and I have a finished item to show, and I'm very happy about these. These are my J socks. So these were knit with West Yorkshire spinners. I'm going to put those down, I need to be an octopus. West Yorkshire spinners signature 4-ply yarn, and the colourway is J, J-A-Y, as in the bird, the J. And it says it is 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it contains 35% blue-faced Leicester. And I weighed what I've got left, as all good YouTubers do. Not that I'm one yet, but 38.5 grams left of the yarn. It's funny, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a beginner YouTuber. I've been fascinated watching, I'm going off at a tangent now, but I'm sorry I do this. I've been fascinated in watching videos on YouTube by a young man whose YouTube channel is called Kieran and Lottie, and he is documenting the canal breach at Whitchurch just before Christmas. The canal bank breached, and 2 of the canal boats, the narrow boats, actually went down into the breach, and apparently it was on the news all over the world. And anyway, I've been watching the videos about it, and I never knew that I would be so fascinated in watching videos about diggers. But it's really interesting. So I'm sure you probably don't want to watch, but I will put a link to the channel just in case. But you need to go right back to, I mean, lots of people were documenting it at the beginning, but this young man, and what's made me think of that is he was saying yesterday, oh, and I'm not a YouTuber, and you should see how many subscribers he's got and how many videos he's put up and how many likes and how much super thanks he gets and how many people are buying him coffees, and it's just amazing. And he's such a lovely chap. He seems such a nice person, so down to earth. Anyway, that was definitely a tangent. So these are my 14th pair of socks that I've made since a year last January, because I've been making a pair every month. That was my challenge for last year because I was learning to knit. So I learned to knit in the round, and I think on the video clip you've just seen, I was knitting continental style because I also realised that I thought I would be able to knit faster when it's just going round and round and round. So that's what I did. And because I'm a crocheter and could hold and tension the yarn in my left hand better than I can with my right hand, it sort of came quite naturally to me to do it that way. Now, there was something I wanted to ask you. If you are a seasoned sock knitter, why do we call socks patterns a vanilla sock recipe? And I've got an idea. So I've developed my own pattern. So I'm using a bit of the Winwick Mum book, Christine Perry, and I'm using a bit of Kay Jones from Bakery Bears, one of her patterns as well. And I've kind of taken a bit from one and a bit from another and decided on the needle size that I like and the number of rows that I like, and that's my own sock pattern. So is that a sock recipe because I've had a bit of this, a bit of that, and put it all together? Is that why people call it a sock recipe? And if you know the answer to that, please put it in the comments. Let's move on to some crochet chat, shall we? I have been working on a blanket that I won't show you this week because I've only done a few more rows on my Wild Shore Attic 24 blanket. I showed it last week, and maybe I'll show it next week if I've done a bit more on that. But I do have somewhere around here, a finished item, and it's in another of my beautiful project bags made by Jeanette from Crafty Cleggs Creations. And last week I forgot to actually mention the bag, but I did put it on the screen, and inside there is a little moomigurumi. It's Moomintroll. Look at his tail. It told me to put it there, but it seems a bit high up. Oh dear, I love him, don't you? Look at him. I do like Moomins though. So he's crocheted. So I have got the pattern right here. It's a free pattern and it's by Cat Knit, and they are called Crocheted Moomins. So I have made Moomintroll, that one up there. It's from Lovecrafts, sorry, from the Lovecrafts store. Designer Katharina Yu, known as Cat Knit, but these are definitely crocheted. It is written in US terms, but don't let that put you off. If you're a crocheter, you'll know that a single crochet in US terms is the same as a double crochet in UK terms, and all it is single crochet, or UK double crochet all the way through anyway. So it's really easy to do. My top tip, if you are not a maker of amigurumi, is to use a stitch marker at the beginning. Put a stitch marker in at the beginning of each round. I did that and it helped me to keep track of where I am, because I'm not that good at counting rounds. I think I know it, but I'm not that good at it. Haven't done very much amigurumi before, and I thought I would give this a try. But the fact that I made it in 2 or 3 days shows you that it would be a very quick make for an experienced amigurumi maker. Right, here's a challenge for you. Can you say Moomin amigurumi without a gap in between the two words, and can you say it fast? Go on, I'll challenge you to try, because I can't. Moomin, no. So it's my moomigurumi. Anyway, enough silliness. Yes, it was quite an easy make. I do like Moomins, and I didn't realise until just recently we have got 7 paperback Moomintroll books here. I have a Moomin diary for this year. I saw Jeanette from Crafty Cleggs Creations with her Moomin scissors and thought, I need a pair of those in my life. And my daughter actually, and none of these are related, but my daughter actually brought me this a couple of years ago at Christmas. I don't know where she got it from. And it's a little light up Moomin with his little tail. His tail's a lot longer than the one I've put on, but I followed the instructions. So those are all my Moomin silly, lovely Moomin things. And so little Moomin should really go and sit with those, I suppose. There. Can't really see him, but there he is. So that's the crochet I've made. Now I also need help with a crochet project, and I started this project over a year ago, and I put it away about a year ago, and it's the Beatrix Potter doll from Toft. And I bought the kit and the pattern, so I can't show you the pattern. And I've actually got it out this morning. It's in my little box, and I've actually done more than I remembered doing. Oh, there was a funny story about this. So I did the head and the body, and I've done the arms. These are the arms, and these are the legs. So I've done all that part. It was so funny when I was doing the head, honestly. I hadn't done a Toft pattern for a doll like this before. I'd only done the basic sheep ones and things. You didn't have to keep changing colour, and so I was expecting the pattern to tell me when to change colour for the next colour for the yarn, and it does, but not quite where I was expecting it to be. So when I was doing the hair and the neck, I was going with the brown, and it was going right around here. because it didn't tell me that it needed to change back to the face coloured yarn till sort of the end of the round. And I was kind of doing it a stitch at a time. And so I was going around with this brown thinking, what's this I'm making? What? And I thought, Beatrix Potter can't have a beard. I should have photographed it. I don't think I did, but I did make myself, because I've been making video diaries for 5 years. So I had talked about it on a video diary, otherwise I'd have forgotten about that. But honestly, Beatrix Potter with a beard did not look right at all. So I had to take that part undone again. And then I realised it does actually tell me, but I should have read the whole of the instruction first without just reading a bit at a time. But it's lovely. But where I'm stuck, now I am stuck. So please, if you've made a Beatrix Potter character doll before, you'll probably be able to help me out. These are the arms, and you can hopefully see that the pale yellow at the top of each arm is the top of the dress. So I've now got to pick up stitches from around here to make the next part of the dress, because there's going to be a little frilly sleeve coming down. Now, this is the simplest thing, but I cannot think whether I need to pick up stitches with the yellow bit at the top or with the yellow bit at the bottom. Which way am I doing it? And I suppose, and I've put it away for a whole year because I don't know the answer. I suppose what I should do, if nobody can tell me on in the comments of this video, if nobody can tell me, I'll do one that way, I'll do one that way, and I'll see what happens when I've done it. Because I just can't think, and it doesn't tell me. And I've searched all the Toft videos on the Toft website, and I cannot find the answer to that at all. I've looked through the pattern, and I've looked through the pattern, and it should be obvious. And I'm sure when I find out the answer to that, it will be obvious. But do I have the hand pointing upwards and start picking up stitches around here, or do I have the hand pointing downwards and start picking up the stitches from around here? Because I just can't think which would then be the right side and the wrong side. I just can't think. And if you can help me, please let me know about that, because I'd love to know. I wonder if we've got time for what I'm going to refer to as an oh Nana moment. Because you don't really know me, or at least I don't think you know me. I very often do silly things, and if I'm telling my daughter or my grandchildren about them, my 11-year-old granddaughter usually ends up by going, "Oh Nana," in a most despairing tone, and then she goes back to putting her head in the book she's reading. And I had one of those moments earlier this week, when I was doing some unexpected plumbing. Well, it's not really plumbing. My shower has been leaking, and at the bit where the hose pipe joins onto the shower head, and I've kept thinking for ages, I really ought to do something about this, because I'm using twice as much water as I need, because half of it's just dripping straight into the shower tray and the rest coming out the shower head. So I thought, I need a new shower hose. It looked as if it was all coming off at the top and whatnot, and I couldn't do anything. I tried screwing it up again and it wasn't working. So I thought, I'm going to order a new shower hose. So I ordered a new shower hose, and I also ordered a new shower head. And I was thinking, I bet these won't fit, I bet they won't fit. Anyway, when they came, I thought, yeah, oh, they will fit, they will fit. So I unscrewed the top of the shower head, got to take that off, and then I went to unscrew the hose to take that off, and I couldn't undo it. And I thought, I knew something's going to go wrong. I just knew that something would go wrong with this whole process, because the top one was so easy to unscrew. So I ended up putting the new shower head onto the old hose and having a shower with that the next day, and it was still obviously leaking. I went on the internet and I looked up, typed probably into Google, how do you get the hose off the end of the hose off the shower, changing the new shower hose, and there were lots of different things that told you what to do. So somebody had put, try pliers, use pliers. So I went to my little toolkit, found my pliers, took it upstairs, opened them up, and that's as far as they'll open, and that wasn't far enough to go round the bit that I needed to unscrew. So I was forcing it on, scraped off all the silver, all these sharp bits of silver were coming off, and I thought, oh no. So that's not going to work. So I came back downstairs and went on again, asked again, and it said, somebody had put on a post, use a pipe wrench. I thought, I haven't got one of those. And then further down the thread it said use a strap wrench. So I thought, well, I haven't got one of those. So straight onto Amazon, order a pipe wrench and a strap wrench. And they came. I didn't know what they were. So that's my pipe wrench. And that's different from the pliers because it's got that round bit in the middle. Look at that. And it adjusts as well. So that's really nice. And then because I hadn't read properly what I was ordering, I got a packet of 2 strap wrenches. But it was a small one that I thought I'd use, and I've seen how to use it. You have to take that bit out there, and then you put that bit round the pipe, and then you thread it back through, and somehow you turn it with that, and it undoes. So when they came the next day, I ran upstairs. Oh, I can do my plumbing, change my shower hose now. So first of all, I tried with the pipe wrench. Nope, couldn't budget with that. Oh, and in the meantime, I had seen as well, somebody had try the stuff that takes the lime scale off, so I'd sprayed it with that. That didn't do anything. And I'd also tried WD-40, so apart from covering my shower in horrible smelly oil, that didn't do it either. So yeah, so I ran upstairs with my wrenches, my new wrenches, and tried with the pipe wrench. That didn't do anything. And then I undid this, and I threaded it around the pipe, and I did it. And as I was doing it, I thought, oh, I think I've put it on the wrong way. So I turned it off, and then I thought, the wrong way. And something made me stop and think, the wrong way. And you know what I'm going to say now, don't you? I've been turning it the wrong way. So when I went back to get the pipe wrench again, it came off just like that. And in less than 2 minutes, I'd got a new hose on because I'd done it the wrong way. And when I tell my granddaughter, she will go, oh, Nana. I don't think I've mentioned the blanket that's on the chair here behind me. That blanket is a design from Ophelia Talks Crochet, and it was made in Wendy Supreme DK, and it's called the Greenway blanket. Now there's a long story to tell about this, but I'm not going to tell it to you apart from to say that when I ordered the yarn pack, I won a competition to have the yarn hand delivered to me by Ophelia Talks, who is actually called Anya, and her husband Dirk, and they were coming the very next day to bring me the yarn pack. And all they asked was for some tea and cake when they got here, and that we could do a little bit of crochet together. And it was a mystery cal, and it is called the Greenway blanket. And so she brought me my yarn pack, and obviously I wasn't allowed to open it on video. So the whole tale of it, and I ended up writing a poem about this, and the whole story of this is told much better by Anya. And if I write the link to the Ophelia Talks channel video, you'll be able to see what happened, because they took only a little bit of footage on the day they came to bring the yarn pack. But I was so flustered and flummoxed when they phoned me that evening to tell me they were coming. And I'm like, oh, I don't know these people, send for the cavalry. So I got told of both my daughters, oh, come tomorrow afternoon because some people are coming from YouTube. And I was so starstruck when they came. Honestly, I said very little. They got very little footage, and they didn't want to take footage with the children on the video. So I don't know if they were disappointed with what happened, but I was just absolutely flummoxed. And the next day when I woke up, I thought, what just happened? You know, a YouTube star has been in my house for tea. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you any more about that. But if you want to see that and hear my poem, do go over and have a look on the Ophelia Talks Crochet website. And I buy all my Stylecraft yarns from there, because they've got a web shop as well. So I like to support a small business. So when I do buy yarn, I will buy it from them if they stock it. So the last little bit that I'm going to talk about today is about my watercolours. And I have been watching a video by a Canadian artist called Emma Jane Lefebvre. I'll leave a link if I can in the description below, or if I can't do the link, I'll write the name of the website. and she has some lovely things that I like to watch. And one of them, she was drawing circles, painting them with water, and then adding watercolour in. So I have made a short video, it is a short one, of me doing just that this week. So hopefully you'll enjoy watching that, and then I'll tell you a bit more after it's finished. I hope you enjoyed that. It was meant to be a relaxing and peaceful activity. It wasn't very relaxing while I was doing it because I was standing up trying to avoid the legs of the tripod so I didn't end up falling in the paint. But basically I was just splashing paint onto wet paper and watching the colours run, and I did enjoy doing that. So my finished piece is just behind me, but it's not finished yet, and I'll tell you why not. I did the same activity with my granddaughters a week or so ago, and I'm trying to find the ones that we did. So this was my 7-year-old granddaughter, she did that one, and my 8-year-old granddaughter did that one, and my 11-year-old granddaughter did that one, and they're all beautiful. And what we're going to do, we're going to embellish them, because the children love using gel pens and gold and silver pens, white pens and black pens, Sharpie pens, and embellishing things that they've done. So I've got this beautiful book. Look at this, Creative Abstract Watercolour, and here's it by Kate Rebecca Leach. And this is all she seems to be doing. All she's doing some beautiful watercolour painting, lots of abstract things, and then embellishing them with pens, and that's exactly what I want to do. I just love her colour choices, her colours of her palette. Hopefully you can see that. I just love having a go. So what I'm going to do is have a go with those ones and see if I can put some embellishments on, and if they turn out all right, I'll show you them next time. Last year with Emma Lefebvre, we did a little, I think it was July, she did painting every day in July, and so we used this sketchbook. I had a few oh nana moments while I was doing this, but I won't go into don't know. But she showed us things like how to paint trees and doing different skies. We were practicing brush strokes of various things, and that's some where we were embellishing. I don't even know which way up that was. I think it was that way up. We were embellishing flowers, so I'm going to try and do something like that with mine, doing some things like this. And so all her videos are available to see and use again. And one of the things that many artists show you is how to do a value scale. So you start off with a dark colour, then you add a bit more water, to see how light you can get it. Or you do it the other way around, start off with a very pale colour and add a bit more pigment and a bit more pigment. And then we did this little picture here. But what I've decided I'm going to do, this watercolour pad is a cheap one that I buy for the children to use. And when you tear off a strip, you end up with a big load of these bits at the top. So what I'm going to be doing with these is doing value scales, I think, and I haven't done one to show, but if I start with one colour and do it as dark as I can at the top and then go down and down and down and down and down, I can do a value scale and I can write on what the colour was and I can use that as reference. Well, I think that's it for today. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to making some more videos for you at a later date. And that's it for now. So take care. Please leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Please help me out with my crochet and my knitting questions and anything else you would like to say about it. And see you next time. Bye.